Welcome back to Onto the Plate. Tonight we're going to do a very simple recipe. It's considered chicken Florentine. And this is what we're going to do. We got some spinach over here, and we have our chicken, and we got chicken thighs. I like to do it with chicken thighs. You can do it with white meat, but it gets a little dry. But actually, I like to do it with chicken thighs. So you pick your chicken, whichever you want. Anyway, what we got here is we got some butter, which is what we're going to saute our chicken thighs in. I'm going to use the Uncle Chris's steak seasoning, which I said in the earlier videos sounds crazy, but it's a really good spice. And we're going to throw some cayenne in there to spice it up. Now what I also have here is during our reduction period when we make our mix, we're going to show you how that's going to happen. We got some Parmesan cheese, and we got some cream cheese, and we also have right here some whipping cream, which is going to be good. And if it gets too thick on you, we just have whole milk that we can reduce it with. And we're also going to punch it with a little mayonnaise. That's your choice. I like a little mayonnaise in my reduction. It's your choice. So this is what's going to happen. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to spice these chickens up, and then we're going to move to the skillet. Okay, come on over a little bit. I'm going to show you how to spice these chickens up. And what I like to use, like I said, is the Uncle Chris's steak seasoning. It sounds a little crazy, but it has enough punch. What I'd like to do is I just like to put a little sprinkle on that. And I don't know if you guys are from South Texas or not. Hopefully all our viewers are from South Texas, so you can get this in your local HEB market. I just like to put a light cast on top. Take a look at this. Just a little bit of a, you don't need much. You just want to do it enough where when you brown it in your skillet, because we're going to put that in butter. Just enough, just a little bit, because you don't want to over season it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and turn on my skillet, which I have over here. If you'll take a look. I put about that much butter on a stick, if you can look at that. You don't want too much butter because you don't want it to be overcooked. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to let this heat up a little bit, which is working. I'll let it sit for a little bit. And we're going to go ahead and lay our chicken breasts, thighs, not breast. I had an argument with my, yeah, okay, we're good. Lay these in here. And we're going to let them simmer. And we're going to get them golden brown. And then I'm going to show you, we get these golden brown in the skillet. I'm going to show you how we're going to cut up the spinach. We're going to make our sauce. And we're going to pour it in there. It's really a two-step deal. It's not a big deal. You just get your chicken ready, brown it in your skillet with your spice. You got your spinach. We're going to make our sauce. We're going to put it on there. We're going to lid it. And you can put this thing on anything. You can put it on rice. You can put it on potatoes. Or you can just eat it with a salad separate. It's going to be good. Okay, here we are. We're doing our chicken thighs. Go ahead and come on over and take a look. I got these puppies going. And I don't want to really cook them all the way through. I just really want to kind of brown them a little bit, because when we do our reduction with our cream sauce and our spinach, it's going to finish them out, and that's what's going to keep them nice and moist. So we're going to let these cook here for a few minutes. And come on over and I'm going to show you. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. And I want to show you a little something about this spinach we got going on here. We're going to go ahead and dice the spinach up. What I like to do is I don't like to cut it like fine. I like to run through it a little bit, just a little bit. You want to break it down a little bit, and just one stroke, that's it. Just break it a little bit. That way it gives it a little bit of cut. And I do have a lot of extra, because we're going to put a lot of extra on here tonight. So we're moving along. Okay, so I run the knife through one time, and then I share, pull this off. I'm going to trade out, put this on the side. But you want to just run your spinach a little bit, not too much, just to kind of break it up, so it'll help it reduce a little bit when the chicken and the cream cooks. Okay, so like I said, this is a very simple recipe, and it's gourmet, and it'll be like when you do it, you can do this thing. We've only been working on this for about 10 minutes, and when it's all said and done, 45 minutes with pasta or rice or anything you want, it's gonna work. Now I would like to show you how we're going to make our sauce for the Florentine. It's very simple. We have some cream cheese, and we have Parmesan cheese. I grated a little Parmesan. I had a little leftover grated as well. So what I like to do is I like to just go ahead and throw that off into the bowl. Come on over and take a look. And then I like to throw my cheese in there as well. And you know, between the cream cheese and the Parmesan cheese, it's gonna make it really tasty. And what I like to do is, I like to do a little, when you do your reduction during the skillet time with the chicken, we've already sauteed the chicken a little bit, and I'm gonna show you a little bit how that chicken's come up. It's about medium rare. But by the time we get done making the sauce, we put it in there and cook it for about another 10 minutes. It's gonna be excellent. It's gonna reduce down and the chicken will finish out. But I like to also put a little bit of brown sugar that helps a little bit of caramelization. That gives it a little bit of sugar, because we got a lot of sugar, we got a lot of salt in the cheese and stuff. And then what I like to do is I like to take whipping cream, and I like to put that in there. You can put, this container here had about half. If you get a new one, you can use half depending on how much you pour out of it. So what I like to do now is I like to go ahead and stir this up, and you'll see, and it takes a little while. You gotta kind of blend it, you gotta kind of push it and get it going. And it takes a little while. And mix that cream cheese in there. Get it going. We're gonna pour this on top of that chicken. And we're gonna put that spinach on there, and it is really gonna taste good. It's gonna reduce down, and it's gonna give you a final product. Now, one of the things I like to do is I mix this and it gets real thick, as you can see. Come on over here and take a look. It's getting thick. I'll have to add some milk, just a little bit, not much. And you'll notice it's getting real thick. So what I'll do is I'll add a little bit of the regular whole milk into it, just to kind of thin it out a little bit. It won't hurt anything. Just go ahead and give that a splash. And you'll notice you want it to thin out a little bit. And we're gonna get that. Yeah, that's what we want. Never add water, always add dairy. Now we've got something here, and it's about medium thin. Now remind you, it's got the Parmesan cheese, the cream cheese. And you know, one of the things too that I like to add towards the end as I get this going is I like to add a little bit of mayonnaise. It sounds crazy, but it always works. So that's what we're gonna do. We're probably gonna add maybe a spoonful. Mayonnaise always has a little oil in it, so that won't let your chicken dry out. And when we get done doing this, it's gonna be some good Florentina. So now we've got this mix going. Come over and take a look at it. It's kind of thick, medium, thick, medium. There you go. That's what you want. It's almost like a bakery. That's what you want to do. Now, this is the regular, traditional recipe. And if you want to add it spicy, you can put your cayenne and your chili pepper in there. I like it, so I'm going to add it. But you don't have to. This is optional. So we put a couple of ounces of cayenne in there. I like to throw a little chili sauce in there. Maybe a teaspoonful. We're gonna mix that in there. And that's gonna give it a little different flavor. It'll give it a little different flavor. It'll be good on your taste buds. Give it some spice. All right, we're moving along. I'm gonna show you how we're gonna add that to the skillet with the chicken and the spinach, and we're gonna have chicken Florentina. Okay, here we are. We got our sauce mixed up, our Florentina sauce. Come on over and take a look at the chickens. They're doing really good. They're sizzling on the skillet here, and you want them about medium rare because they're gonna come fold out. And all I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna pour this sauce on those chickens. That's what I'm gonna do. It's gonna be awesome. And you gotta remember, this is all gonna reduce now. And now what I'm gonna do after that is I'm gonna put all this spinach right here. It looks like a big old pile, and it is a big old pile. But what's gonna happen is this is all gonna reduce down and it's gonna make awesome Florentina. So I'm gonna put the lid on it, push it down. We're gonna come back in about 15 minutes and you're gonna have some awesome chicken to put on some rice or any other additives you want. You can do baked potatoes with this. You can do, we'll do macaroni and cheese, a little cheesy, but you can do just plain white rice. You can do salad, just salad and the chicken, whatever you like. We've been letting this chicken simmer for about 15 minutes. Come on over and take a look and see what we got here. The spinach has collapsed. It's ready. The sauce is good. It's gonna be awesome. So let me move this over here. We're gonna plate it. Like I said, you can put this on pasta if you like, anything you like. I like it regular with a little bit of baked potato, but I like to put it on there and just like to put 2 pieces, 2 servings. And I also like to put a little bit of sauce on there, just a little bit on top, just to give it a little bit of, there you go. A quick, easy recipe from on to the plate. Bon appetit.